Who goes there? Hello folks, we are back. It took a while in between my last video and this video, as in it's the same day, it's just way later, and I was going to do it directly after, but then I started having a really bad nerve pinch that sent me to both need help and try my most bestest to try to make it work. I got this squishy thing that I put my neck on because I thought it was my neck at first because it was so in my head, and then I started pushing it down my back and moving it all sorts of different places. I turned on the heater. I've been like so chilly for some reason. I used so much topical lotion, topical Zaza lotion even, and I'm a little afraid, but it should be fine. Legal as well. I have a card. With that said, I also have made a matcha. In my despair, I attempted one matcha. I made it. It's fine. I also have a little bit of rosé here, just to make it a little bit more exciting and interesting and fun. So let's... Barely got anything in my weewa. But as per usual, nonetheless, today our plan was to continue, sorry, that was a lot at first, did not mean it, continue some of my hot takes and opinions and all of that type of stuff about my industry, about tattooing and all of that, while I do some self-care stuff, because self-care is very important, especially as a tattooer. I think we don't take care of ourselves enough, so that is what we're doing today. We are going to continue with all the little goodies and throwing stuff on my face. I forgot that these were on my face. Sorry, I'm so unprofessional today. The last couple hours have been just brutal, and it's one of those things as a tattooer especially. Back pain is it's just how it is. It's just unfortunately a part of life. Especially because my job is so incredibly destructive on my poor vertebra. Okay, I'm gonna go in with the Ultra Facial cream from Kiehl's. And so first things first, I guess, tattooing just entirely I feel like is not respected the way that I would love it to be, especially because one of the things that like always, not per se frustrates me, but more or less it's just like, come on man, is when people say like, oh, tattooing is so accepted now. It's like, well, yeah, it's accepted like right now modernly here in America, currently, yeah, 100%. That's not always how it was in the past, not like it was where we were criminalizing it kind of a little bit ago, where it was seen as like, ooh, those are scary people, those are criminals, those are bad people that are doing bad things, or, you know, taking substances, you shouldn't be like them, whatever. Like, sure, we do kind of have always had that as our previous here all in the USA, when electric tattooing became a thing. But beforehand, I mean, there's evidence of people tattooing here that were indigenous 2,000 years ago. They were a lot more accepted depending on the culture, because that was a part of their culture. That was pretty normal for them. We see that in so many different cultures throughout our past, and so many cultures like, say, Polynesian style tattooing. There's a lot of tattooing there that really means a lot that they've had for a very long time. Same thing with Maori. All sorts of different respected cultures that have had this type of tattooing for a very long time, so it's not like we've always not particularly accepted it. And to be fair, yeah, like, especially certain nations that were kind of getting the brunt of the bad when it comes to, say, racism or colonization and that type of stuff. Yeah, they were probably villainized for all sorts of different stuff depending on where they were and all that. So yeah, there has been times where things have been taken in a very bad way, say like the Holocaust and the Jews. All sorts of different ways, but there's also so many beautiful positive parts of what tattooing is, and those types of, the specialness of what tattooing is really important to me, and it's something that really matters to me. Is I think it's just the coolest thing we've ever done. I think it's so dope that we have been able to figure that out, and we've done it forever. There's indigenous folks that used to, and still perhaps do, tattoo others, like within their family or their culture, with their ancestors' bones. Like, that's so cool. That's such a cool thing, and I wish we could appreciate the awesomeness that tattooing is. And now it's way, way, way more modern and overall a lot less ritualistic and spiritual, and that's something I want to change. I want to do a lot more of that. That doesn't mean it's entirely bad that we're not doing so much of that. I think that there's a happy balance between the two, and I think that tattooing can also be secular and be very good in a lot of ways, not particularly be tied to any type of religious or cultural backing fully. You know, it can be more gray than that, more diverse than just those things, but still, it's just a cool thing. It's just, you can't deny, even tattoo haters, it's like that's so dope that we've been able to figure out that works, that we can use pigments that are large enough for cells to not move so they can stay in place, or at least close to it. That's so dope that we've been able to figure out that works, and that over time we've made machines that work even better now. And that's, I guess, what I was getting to, and I kind of ran away from my point. Modern tattooing is so well advanced in a hygienic way, and is so well advanced in just the way that we can do so many cooler things. And there's so many things to say with hand poke and traditional types of tattooing, and how beautiful and fantastic and unique those are in comparison to machine tattooing. There's just different evolutions and things that we've been able to figure out, and that's really cool. It makes it all better, and I like that personally. I'm going to use a little retinol. I used an eye cream just then. Still samples that I got. This one isn't a sample. This is ginormous if it were a sample. I don't know. I feel like I'm saying a lot. But I don't know, there's just so many cool things about tattooing, and I also think that there's a lot of sadness that has come from tattoos in the past. Like, say, again, like the really bad things that have happened where slaves were tattooed, different types of slaves were tattooed, and different people were marked for different reasons that were to show that they were criminal, all sorts of different things through all sorts of different ages. It's been a very, very much a process that we've done entirely, and I think that that's still something we can respect. About tattooing is how it can be used for bad and how we should not. And that we as kind of tattooers, if you are one, can continue to use tattooing as a positive thing that brings joy to people and healing, and that's what it is to me. That's just what I want to keep doing. You know, I don't know. I'm saying a lot today, and I'm feeling a little bit more like, because I've been struggling. So I feel like I have all my energy back right now because I'm doing a little better and I'm hyped about it. I'm losing my mind. So this is a far more exciting woohoo haha video than I've probably ever done here, because most of my content is supposed to be like more chill, but I want to do sillier stuff, and I want to do things where I'm a little bit more open and woohoo and loud and whatever. But yeah, it's kind of a process. But I'm also going to be using this milk toner. Supposedly it's good. I've been hearing all sorts of stuff about like the milk toners being better than other toners. I'm trying to like wipe this in because I need it to get everywhere, but I think I'm supposed to like pat it in. I don't know how much any of that actually matters at all, but maybe it does. I don't know. I don't want to like mess it up somehow. If I could use it better. There's all sorts of reasons for everything. Maybe I should listen to the professionals. I don't know. It's hard to know if they're professional. It's all a conspiracy. Just kidding. I'm just saying words. I'm a little hyper, I suppose. Let's use this snail mucin stuff. So, another thing that I want to talk about, and this is for people that are wanting to get tattoos in the future for the most part, and I guess everyone. Sometimes it's really hard for people to find reputable tattooers, and there's so many reasons for that, and there's so many more reasons as time goes on, because of people fibbing about things, people editing their photos, changing their photos, Photoshop, AI now, to change tattoos to a point where they might not even be real. This is making people think tattoos look a specific way when they don't look like that. That's not real. That's not a real thing, but people believe it because there's not enough people telling them, nah, that's not legit. And it's so hard to convince people sometimes because you don't want them to think that you're not good and that you're just trying to cover up the fact that you're maybe not good, and that's why you think other people's art is fake. No, it's just sometimes fake. And it's hard to convince people of that and to make sure that they understand fully that you have their best interest in mind. as a person looking for tattoos, you see all these photos, you can't tell. Reviews, who knows? They could be good, they could be bad. You don't know this person until you've met them. You don't know if you just jive with this person or not. You might not jive with this person. You could find someone that has a fantastic style that you really want, but they don't have any tattoos of the specific things that you want, so you don't really know, oh, can they do this specific thing that I really want? That makes it really difficult. There's so many different tattooers, but there's so many skill levels. It's so hard to find tattooers that you know are good tattooers, especially when you're new, because how can you tell what a good tattoo truly is? One is art. Okay, everyone's art is completely different, and what they like is completely different. It's all fully down to the person. Okay, but what about application? If you're not a tattooer, then you're not a tattooer. You might not know fully how a tattoo should be applied properly. That might not be very obvious to you because it's not your job. You don't have to know every single thing about every other job. Just because I might want to, I don't know, get my hair done by someone doesn't mean that I know anything about how that works. So it's not always easy to be able to look into everything to the biggest degree so you can truly know what good looks like. It can be hard to know what good looks like because you might not know how those things heal. People might not post healed tattoos or not post that many of them, or the quality isn't fantastic. On Instagram, quality can be pretty bad. A lot of that in TikTok is like 1080p. It's not very good quality, so it's really genuinely actually hard to tell. Like, this is less of like a hot take or an opinion and more like, I recognize why it's a hard time for people to find a good tattooer, or they go to a tattooer that might not have worked out very well. I see all sorts of different stuff on the internet about that type of thing, about like really bad tattooers or not fantastical tattooers, or someone has an opinion about this tattooer not being great. Someone gets a tattoo, this tattoo blows up in some capacity as being a bad tattoo. Okay, well, like that person that got that tattoo seems to be blamed so often in the comment section for something like that. And I could get in some capacity, it's like, come on, dude. Like, you could have seen this, or that, or the other. But again, there's so many roadblocks in the way to make it so hard for someone to fully decide one way or the other. There are reviews, which is great. There are shops. Depending on the shop, you could learn more about the shop and then figure out if the artists really work or make sense for that shop. If there's a really, really fancy, nice shop that is known so much to be fantastic, okay, that shop probably has a better opportunity to find someone great in it than a shop that's a really bad street shop that has a really bad turnover rate, that has a bunch of very not fantastic, I don't know, environment or people, or they take a lot of walk-ins because there's like a bunch of shitty bars down the street, and you know, like maybe you might not find a really, really good, fantastic tattooer to do your entire 3-day session as compared to a really nice shop that's been around, that's known for having good quality artists that are safe, that are drug-free, those types of things. Okay, that helps, but still there's always people that sneak through the cracks, or something happens. And unfortunately, everyone can be not fantastic sometimes. People can have their off days. Tattooers can have their off days. What if something severely bad happened to them mentally or physically? And that's not me saying like you shouldn't blame the tattooer. It's more, you shouldn't always blame the client for having a not great tattoo, because they might not have somehow been able to plan that out, because no matter what, something happens. Anyways, I don't know, that was a whole spiel. But I'm a passionate person, okay? Anyways, so I got this from some like fancy schmancy healthy food place. It's a tea tree like facial spray, so let's... I'm very tangenty this video. Sorry, I don't know why I'm so passionate. But I am. I like passion. Sometimes it's good for you. I don't know. So I got this cute little mask from Whole Foods. The Blue Dream Moisture Repair Raw Juice Mask. Whatever the hell that means. Okay. Yeah, it's blue spirulina. Coconut water, agave. So we'll try this. It's supposed to be good for moisture. And I need it so bad. But let's speedrun the end of this video because too much. So we are not rock stars. Tattooers are not rock stars. We're not any more special than you. We're not any more unique or different or exciting than you. We just happen to do a specific craft that happens to be a very cool craft, and have a lot of really cool special opportunity, and cool things. Namely, I've got a lot of cool friends. A lot of the friends that I have are in an industry like mine. It's unique and louder, and people are more themselves and can be more open to what they say and what they do. Oh, it's so chilly. And that's great, and that's fantastic, and I love it. But that doesn't mean that we're any more special than you. That doesn't mean that we're rock stars. That doesn't mean that we're super cool. Sometimes the stuff we do is super cool. I love tattooing. It's totally the coolest thing I could ever do. I could never have a better job for myself. But that doesn't mean that tattooers should be able to walk all over you. That does mean that if you have a good artist and you trust them and respect them, and you know that they have their best interest, your best interest in mind rather, that maybe there is a chance that you should probably trust what they're saying to you. Maybe they do have a good idea about how you should place this thing, or how you should tattoo this thing, because you trust them, and you know that they're doing that for you. Because it's their work and their integrity, and that tattoo is walking around with their stamp of approval on it. If you have someone good that you trust, then great. Give them every opportunity. Listen to them. Hear them out a little bit on stuff. But don't get, as much as you can, don't get manipulated or pushed into this, that, or the other by your tattooer. I definitely try to be of the mindset, I look so dumb right now. I definitely try to be of the mindset of, this tattoo is permanent, this tattoo is not on me. No matter how I feel, this person should be 1,000,000,000% ready and happy with this tattoo before I tattoo them, both for the integrity of my work, to make sure that I don't hurt anyone, make them sad, make them have to pay money, live with regret, and all of those negative and unfortunate things. I don't want to have that happen. And I would rather not tattoo, not make money that day, because I didn't permanently do something to someone. Far rather that 100% any day. So, with that said, make sure that you don't find anyone that's going to manipulate you. Find a good tattooer that you really enjoy. Even find a couple. That's totally fine too. I'm very much a person. I am very much a person that would be totally happy with you going out and getting any other tattoo and not just from me. I very much appreciate collecting tattoos as well, and I love collecting them from all sorts of different people. So I think that's totally fine. I would never be mad at someone for going to someone else. Hello. So my phone space was not possible anymore, so I had to delete a bunch of stuff, but we're here. And we're going to be ending this video because I feel like that is enough for today, and there's so much energy and I just need to run around. I'm still hurting, but I'm feeling a little bit better, so that's good. But nonetheless, I really appreciate being here for this video. Thank you. If you want to leave little rainbows down in the comments, that'd be really cool. Let's do some little rainbows. I think everyone likes rainbows, and that's a good idea, so let's do that. Thank you for being around. I really do appreciate it. Let me take this off so I don't look like an actual silly individual today. Thank you for being around. I do really appreciate it. I look really shiny. Oh my god. Okay. Anyways, thanks. Appreciate it. Hope to see you around. Hopefully I educated your brain to some extent, or gave you some more knowledge or some thoughts, or whatever. And if you have any thoughts or opinions or discussion, anything down below, please tell me. Let me know. Let's start a discussion. All those things. But I appreciate you being here. Thank you. I hope to see you around. Bye.